Good evening everyone, welcome to another CPS video. Well, today we had the Community Pharmacy Scotland board meeting today over Microsoft Teams, which was our first for the organisation. So that's your elected and nominated representatives from the pharmacy network. It went quite well, it worked quite well through Teams, so that's something that we are actually going to implement again next Wednesday, and I'll come back to the reasons for that in a second. First up was really the discussion around obviously finance, with Easter payments being a significant part of that. Now for most boards, Good Friday and Easter Monday is recognised that actually some contractors don't open on those days, and there was a clear ask from the Cabinet Secretary Jean Freeman yesterday that she's looking for more, not all, and it's certainly not an obligation, but more pharmacies to provide a service as part of the NHS primary care response through this pandemic. So financially, if any pharmacy that decides to open a full day will be paid £1,200. Any pharmacy that opens a half day will be paid £700. That's regardless of whether you're planning to or not, but it is obviously an incentive there for some pharmacies who were maybe not opening, and for all the reasons that we've said, in terms of, we realise that, many of the teams are exhausted, burnt out, but if there's any way at all that, some of you, where it is safe to do so, can possibly open, then that money will be there for you to access going forward alongside April payments. Other areas that we discussed were the 5.5 million that was allocated or announced to partly cover March costs. So £700 a pharmacy will be paid to cover protective measures, so that's in terms of premises, and an element of PPE costs. We may have to ask a selection of pharmacy owners to provide evidence as part of that for financial governance reasons. I'm sure you can appreciate that. We will do that in due course if and when we have to. The board were also keen that any payments that come out of any monies that are related to COVID come out as a positive payment, so come out as a distinct payment within any payment schedule. So it's not part of, for example, any kind of reconciliation process as part of the advance that was announced. So it makes it easier for you to identify that, and you can tell exactly how the money is flowing from these new payments. So we'll be looking at that, and as part of that, the board did decide that they would like to meet next Wednesday again. So the executive have been tasked with producing an options paper to see how the money will be essentially allocated to the pharmacy, and what mechanisms and what areas will be used to do that. So we'll be focusing on that this week. As well as that, the board did give us some feedback on communication in other areas, and we will attempt to use as many channels as we can to keep you guys informed. Clearly the review will be built into that, but that's fine. And the videos were seen as a positive outlet for information dissemination, so we will continue to do that at the moment, but may review the frequency, as I think we kind of hinted at last night. So that was the board meeting. It was the first time it had been done by Teams, so it was very interesting, but it went well, and importantly the decision making was clear, and there was a clear strategic steer for the executive from the board in terms of what we need to focus on now and going forward in the short and longer term in many cases. Another area we've had further confirmation on this today is PPE. So we signed off a cover letter for the pharmacy network around PPE, which will give you information on how to use the PPE and what you're expecting to receive. So it should actually start arriving in pharmacies, we understand, from tomorrow. So that's the face masks for pharmacy teams, mainly due to as I said last night, the social distancing issues, which are obviously going to be very difficult to avoid in many pharmacies due to the layouts of dispensaries and premises, etc. So, but that's good news that that should be coming through Alliance Healthcare from tomorrow, so keep an eye out from that over the next day or two. So that's really all for today in terms of the main points from the board, etc. That is kind of taken up most of the day, as you can appreciate. So a few shout outs for some of you hard-working teams out there. So we've got Umar and Kenny in Motherwell Pharmacy. So thanks very much to you and your team, guys. Really appreciate the work you're doing for the community in there. And I believe Kenny even had to work a full week a few weeks ago. So I'm kind of friends with Kenny, so I know how tough that would have been for him. But yeah, well done, and I genuinely know how hard you guys are working, so thanks very much. Boots and Airdrie, just a shout out for you guys, because I did share a video which was very amusing at the weekend on social media. It was a viral video, and great to see you guys are keeping your spirits up and amongst all the mayhem of the recent weeks. But yeah, that brought a smile to my face, and I'm sure many people who are aware of that on social media have certainly seen that. So thanks very much to the team from Boots and Airdrie. I've got one from Hazel Jameson in Forth Valley. She would like to thank her colleague Kirsten Cassells for doing so much for the community pharmacy team in Forth Valley and the community pharmacy network. So thanks, Kirsten. She's just back from maternity leave, really into the deep end, and has been working above and beyond what would have been normally expected of her just coming back. So thanks very much for that, Kirsten, much appreciated. And that's really it from the shout outs. Apologies if I've missed any. The Greek god of dreams was Harry's question the other evening. That was Morpheus, and because of the vivid dreams related to morphine, that's kind of where the pharmacy connection comes in with that. So nothing to do with the Matrix. I believe that was one of the characters in that. And my questions for tonight is a kind of Scottish related question. So at the Highland Games in the Tossing the Caber event, what type of tree is a caber usually made from? So in the Highland Games in the Tossing the Caber event, what type of tree is the caber usually made from? So see if you can get that. Thanks very much for you again for watching. Much appreciated, and please keep up all the great work which you were rightly again praised by the First Minister and the Cabinet Secretary for yesterday. We're still working on your behalf, still trying to get the appropriate level of funding. That was certainly just initial funding again that Harry mentioned last night, and we're certainly trying to get recognition for all you hard-working pharmacy teams out there. So thanks again. See you later. Bye.